This is the plaintiff, Lilia Isabel Cruz. She says she was at her friend's apartment complex for a Christmas Eve party, and she went outside with her 2 service dogs so they could relieve themselves. Turns out, the defendant, a brash, mean man, told her dogs weren't allowed on building property, and they got into a heated argument. These dogs are service dogs. They're her medicine, and he can't discriminate against them. She's suing for $5,000 for pain and suffering inflicted by an ignorant man. This is the defendant, August Lenhart. He says he owns the apartment complex where the plaintiff's friend lives, and he can do what he wants because it's private property. When his super approached the plaintiff with her dogs and told her they weren't allowed, she asked him if this was a communist country. Huh? Apparently, the rules of his building have caused the plaintiff to lose sleep and has required her to take more Xanax. And now she wants $5,000? Come on. He's accused of not liking dogs.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated and come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Lilia Isabel Cruz.
Yes.
You are suing August Lenhart.
Yes.
For $5,000 in pain and suffering because, according to you, they did not allow your service dog on their apartment building's property. All right, tell me what's going on.
Okay. Hi, Your Honor. Thank you for having me here. About December 22, my friend Ana Martinez, which is very scared that she might get evicted out of there, she invited me over her house. And I relented it, because I usually don't go out of my comfort zone. Because of my anxieties, I try, stress-free situations. So I went.
When you say that, what do you mean?
Yeah, like any place where I'm going to be stressed out, like a lot of people, or places where, my dogs are not allowed and stuff like that. I keep away from those places like that, because I'm disabled.
Okay. Do you collect disability?
Yes.
Okay. And the nature of the disability is mental or physical?
Mental.
Okay. And
My
it's the
anxiety.
anxiety that you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And it's because you get anxious when you're around public places?
Not really. Anything that's going to give me stress, I keep away from it. Because that's what my doctor ordered, you know what I mean? So on this day, she invited me and I said, okay, on the 24th of December, I got out of my house real early, get my dogs ready. They were dressed in Christmas outfits and blah, blah, blah. And I get there. She called me on my cell phone. She said, Lilia, are you on your way? And I said, yeah, I'll be there around 12:30, 12:45 because she wanted me to make some Cuban rice. So I get there and I take my little dogs and they are around the tree, and I heard this voice. Hey.
What are they doing around the tree?
They just sniffing. They didn't even get to pee. It was too quick.
Is that why you brought them there to pee?
I brought them into the tree to pee because I get them out of my car. Then I was going to knock on my friend's window, which I usually knock, and she comes and opens the door upstairs. So I heard this voice. Hey. I turned. He said, no dogs here. I said, these are my service dogs. Do you want to see the paper? Don't care. I'll call the cops on you. I said,
okay, but the voice was coming from a person, and where was the person?
The person in the parking lot.
Is this a gentleman who would, okay, can you come up?
Yep.
Okay. Do you remember encountering her in the parking lot?
Yeah.
Okay, and what happened? You said to her, no dogs?
I just get close to her and I asked no dogs allowed in the building.
No dogs allowed, but you have a policy of no dogs in that building?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, and then what happens? What does she say?
And she started screaming and yelling. And they said, you have to change the law in this country. This is like a communist country.
Wait, but did she tell you they were service dogs?
No.
What did she say?
She just screaming and yelling. She never talked. She was screaming all the time.
Okay.
And she repeated many times, you have to change the law in this country because it's like communist.
Okay. Did she say to you at any point in time that they were service dogs?
She said she had some paper. I said, I don't want to see it, and I walk away.
Okay. She said she had some papers that what?
The dogs have
what?
right. The dogs have right to be in there, but
that the dogs have a right to be in
there.
And you told, so she was telling you that they were service dogs.
She don't tell her. He was screaming.
Okay. She was yelling. Then what was she yelling though? What was she saying to you?
That
they're service dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She used the word service? Or
Yeah.
did she use some other word?
No, service.
Okay. And then you said, doesn't matter to me. I don't want to see any papers because we have a no dog policy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then what do you do?
When he said that, I said, those are my service dogs. Do you want to see the papers, sir? He said, no.
Do you walk around with papers for
Yeah.
these instances? Okay.
Always.
Can I see them?
I said, this is for Gizmo and this is for El Nino. He said, there's no dogs allowed. I said, sir, I do not live here. I'm a guest. I'm coming to have dinner here. Do you want to see my paper? He said, no, I don't care. I will call the police.
Gizmo, date of birth, dog, something with her is needed for psych therapy due to anxiety. Is there something specific the dogs are trained to do for you?
They don't have to. They don't have to.
I just asked you whether there was
No,
something
not in
specific.
the
I'll be
law.
the judge of the law.
I
got
understand.
it, okay?
Yeah.
But what I'm asking you is there something specific? Because I want to understand what is going on. Is there something specific the dogs are trained to do for you?
They take, if I cried or whatever, they come to me immediately.
Okay.
You understand me? They know when I'm in
But
need.
so does every other dog. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
they
kinda,
know what I'm-
It's like the one person who gives me unconditional love in my household is my dog.
Yes.
My children used to run down the steps when I came home because they were happy mommy was home. Yeah, that doesn't happen very much anymore. It's now the dog who runs over and wags its tail.
Interesting case. Plaintiff had two service dogs who were allegedly denied entrance by the defendant at the apartment complex. Let's listen.
So what you're saying to me is that you need them because they provide comfort and calm you.
Yes,
Okay.
they do.
All right. Now let me hear from you.
Okay, well, Your Honor, we have a policy for the last 30 years at that property that we don't allow
Can I just
dogs.
ask you a question? Like, you're not stressed out at the people's court here with me in a court situation because you're handling it like a champ.
No, I
You know,
am.
a lot of times I see people, they're
Oh, yeah, I
parked,
am.
I have to bring them
My
water,
hands
I have to
are
slow
cold.
down for people. You're doing great.
No, my hands are cold. My mouth is dry.
All right.
You know.
Well, Go ahead.
Your Honor, like I
Thank
said,
you.
we had this policy since I bought the property, and that's more than 30 years ago. And I understand if she needs the dogs for comfort, we would make an exception. And once she was told that we don't allow dogs, and she got sort of excited and whatnot, my super walked away. We have dealt with dogs before. We've had people living at the property that needed seeing eye dogs and whatnot. And we make an allowance for that. We did not mean to upset her. We just informed her of the house rules. And we are not mind readers, and we can't know that she needs the dog for comfort.
But he says that she did mention that she has papers to show him that it was a service animal and that he said, I don't care, I don't want to see them.
But at this point, he walked away.
Right, but, so what are you saying? That saying, I don't care, I don't want to see them, they're not allowed, is not rejecting her from being there?
Somewhat, yes.
That's a
but,
stretch.
Okay.
I don't know.
I concede
What were
that.
the dogs doing when you walked up to her?
Just walking around the tree. I don't know if they do something in there, but just walking around there.
Okay.
They just talking to her, so.
What'd you end up doing?
I ended up going downstairs, knocking on her window. She came upstairs, and I said, Anita, I gotta go. And I was already crying, and I said, I gotta go. I gotta go. I have to take my pill. This guy have told me that he's gonna call the cops on me, and I don't want it. The same thing happened to
Did
me.
you tell her you were going to call the cops on her?
I didn't say nothing about it.
You didn't say nothing about cops?
No.
Okay, go on.
She's the one who say, you can call the cops.
She said what?
Yes, he told me, you can call the cops. But I don't say nothing. I just keep walking.
Okay. All right, so go on.
I did also call the cops that day. They told me that was not a cop matter.
Okay. So how is it you come up to $5,000 over having, let's assume for the sake of argument that they violated something. Why would your damages amount to the statutory maximum?
More than the money, I want to teach them a lesson. They don't know the law.
So then you'll be satisfied if they say that from now on.
Definitely.
Okay.
Because I've been there before with my dogs.
Okay.
And
Have you
no-
ever been told that you couldn't be there before?
Never. Because I never seen him.
Okay.
They need to know the law, that they cannot discriminate, especially when somebody says, there's my service dogs. People cannot be discriminated like that. This is not communism. This is, people have laws in this country. And I know
We
that
say
the
that a
law,
lot. We're Cuban.
It is true.
She knows I'm Cuban. That's why she threw in I was making Cuban rice. You know? This is all we say all day long. My parents are like, esto es comunista. Anytime anybody gives a regulation to that, esto es comunista. Listen, I'm going to take a recess. I kind of want to know, I think we're almost done here, but I kind of want to know the answers to a few quandaries, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to determine them before I have to send you folks on your way.
All rise.
Court's in recess.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey 11 here. So, does this sound legit that she says she needs a service dog for comfort in case she cries?
No, I think she should get something else, and I don't want to be eating next to a dog while I'm eating dinner.
But sometimes it's legitimate where they do need these dogs. Does this sound legitimate?
No, it does not. She's not blind. Blind people need service dogs.
But she's saying she's emotional and she needs the help when she's emotional.
Yeah, get a boyfriend instead then.
Okay, that's harsh, going inside the courtroom.
Let me, I have to make the following observation. Can you believe how well behaved those two animals are? That they're just sitting in that chair that whole time?
Yeah, maybe she'll lend us the dog for a while.
I know. Seriously, look at it. Look at that dog. Look at those dogs. Oh, the minute I say that now, she's good. You're making her look bad. All right, let me ask you a question, because it sounds to me like both sides here really just want one thing and have no problem with resolving the case, and maybe I'm wrong. What you really want, besides being right, okay, what you really want is to be able to visit your friend, correct?
Yes.
That's what you want. Because this person's a close friend.
Exactly.
And you want to be able to go to that home without being told, no, you can't go. And you seem to have, in your testimony, mentioned that or made it sound like I didn't have a full appreciation of the issue. And we have no problem making an accommodation, and we will allow her to come with the dogs onto the property, right?
Exactly, Your Honor.
So why don't we just resolve this case and settle it?
Resolved.
Done. All right, now let's talk about something. Because now that it's resolved and done, I want to pontificate. There are two laws that come into play as an apartment building. One is the Fair Housing Act, and the other is the ADA. The Fair Housing Act, the Federal Fair Housing Act and Connecticut's own, prevents you from discriminating against people with a handicap. Her argument is, you're discriminating against me because I have a handicap. I get nervous. I have anxiety. You could have a very legitimate argument that, no, I'm not. You're welcome to come. I'm not discriminating against you. I just don't think that's a service animal. You say, I ask you specifically, what are those animals trained to do for you? And your answer is, they don't have to do anything. They calm me and give me emotional support. Yep. So that you are clear, you better come up with something better than that, because you are wrong when you say that that's all they have to do. I don't know who you're talking to on the end of a telephone. I'm just going to refer you to the ADA's website. And I'm going to read to you this following section of the ADA's website, because everyone can say that, and then everybody can bring their dogs if that's the case. This is from the 2010 revised requirements for service animals, okay? Where it says, the work or task a dog has been trained to provide must be directly related to the person's disability. Dogs whose sole function is to provide comfort or emotional support do not qualify as a service dog. I specifically asked you that because I had read this. So what do the dogs do? And then you told me they don't have to do anything. I said, so they just provide comfort and support? And you said yes. I don't think that's going to qualify as. That's nice that you get a tax exemption, your doctor gives you a note, you get to do everything else. But I don't think that you can pound your chest and march on and just teach the whole world a lesson about the laws, because I'm not sure you're on good footing after these revisions. So you need to take a look at that before you take another mantle up. But for my purposes, I don't have to get to the end of this, because both of you have agreed that you don't have a problem with it. And I got to tell you, they really are well-behaved dogs. And now the super, who was doing his job, okay, now understands that, the owner has no problem with it. So everybody's happy.
Yes, sir.
I want to hold on to that feeling. Okay, so case dismissed. Yes, sir.
I just wanted to say one thing. At her very opening, she said her friend who lives at the property is afraid of being evicted over this issue.
Okay.
I can assure her it ain't going to happen.
At least not over this issue.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure to meet you. Take care.
ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Hello, here comes the plaintiff. Come on in here, looking very, very happy and everything.
How are you?
You're very happy. You just lost your case.
It doesn't matter. I wanted to teach them that they cannot do that, and they did learn it. That it was the point of, it's the principle of the matter.
Well, why'd you sue for $5,000 then?
Because That way, it will make it juicy, and you know how it is.
And so if you get anxious and all that stuff, why'd you put yourself through this? You had to go through this?
I know what you're talking about, but I do get, cold and, dry mouth and stuff like that. I do get a lot of anxieties.
Okay. All right, take it easy.
Come on.
Just relax and head right down this way. Okay, guys. There you go. Okay.
Hello.
Cute dogs. All right, come on in here. Step right over here next to me.
Yes.
You satisfied how this comes out?
Yes.
What do you think she was doing? Do you think she was trying to take advantage of you in any way?
Well, she was looking for $5,000.
No, she said she was just trying to.
I heard that.
What?
She was looking for $5,000.
And your reaction to that is?
Better luck next time.
Harvey?
If you violate the Disabilities Act by taking a dog in that you shouldn't be taking in, you can open yourself up to punitive damages. But in this case, the plaintiff didn't even qualify for service dog. Anyway, that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.